It's a sad day for rival fans. It's a sad day for rival fans. Erik Ten Hag is being sacked as Manchester United manager as they sit 14th in the Premier League. And how he's remained in that job for so long just shows exactly where Man United are at the minute. This was a complete shambles. The fact that they interviewed so many managers in the summer and just stuck with Erik Ten Hag just fucking blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. They've had one win in the last 5 Premier League games. They've had no win in Europe in over a year. So the hierarchy in Manchester United had no choice. But that's not even what bothers me, because you can win and you can lose games. It's the performances on the pitch. I've said for years, I've got no idea what direction they're going in. I'm going to ask you this question. Can you think of a Man United performance under Ten Hag that's really stood out? That where you really thought they were dominant there? I can see exactly what he's trying to do there. Absolutely not. Managers are more than managers this day and age. They improve players tactically and technically. You only have to look at Chelsea, Aston Villa to really get exactly what a manager does. When you're a manager now, you have to manage games. But not only that, you have to manage players tactically. What I mean by that is players going out on the football pitch and knowing exactly their roles and responsibilities in every single situation. Players going on the football pitch not only to improve themselves, but to improve the aspects of their teammates as well. So those chemistries, those partnerships, I've said so many times, football's built on partnerships. Look at Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson. They don't need to pass to each other every time they get the ball, but they're on the same wavelength. They open up space for each other. They move for each other. They make selfless runs to open up space to move a defender away out of position so then Cole Palmer can run into space. Though that is exactly what I mean by partnerships. And it seems to me like on the training pitch, Erik Ten Hag has not built any partnerships. It's kind of like just playing, right, we're going to play a 4-2-3-1 today. Just go out on the pitch and just see what happens. That's what it seems like. That's what it feels like. And then Ajax, I'm going to give them credit because we didn't see that at Ajax. At Ajax, we're actually seeing an identity. But at Man United, he's been the complete opposite. In those interviews after games or press or pre-interviews before games, I'm not even a Man United fan, and they were annoying me because sometimes you just want your manager to come out and say, we were fucking shocking there. We, obviously not swearing, but we were terrible today. And I'm going to work hard on the training pitch to make that right. But because he was constantly saying we were good, we were going in the right direction, that allowed players just to sit back and think, we were good today. But we don't need to do much more because we're already good. No, you need to come out and say that's completely unacceptable. That performance against Tottenham, that's just one example out of probably every game he's managed. There was just no clear message from Erik Ten Hag, and I'm sorry to say it because he's probably a really nice guy. But the fact that I don't even feel sorry for Premier League managers when they get sacked. Don't get wrong, because they get a huge payout. And it seemed to me like he wanted to be sacked. But going back to Unai Emery and Enzo Maresca, you can see that he's working hard with individuals. Because take Mudryk, for example. He's beginning to make better decisions on the ball. He's getting into better positions to receive the ball. And that's just complementing his game. And it allows him to build relationships with his teammates. And that's exactly what I mean. He hasn't improved any individual player in Manchester United. And then, if anything, he's made them look worse. I mean, you've only got to look at the performances of each individual player to notice it. We can all see it. Because when you watch the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, even Tottenham, Chelsea. When a player receives the ball, he knows exactly what he wants to do, and the players around him know exactly what's going to happen. But when you watch Man United, when a player receives the ball, it's almost playing off the cuff every single time. It's okay to do that in moments, but every single time there's no clear message, there's no clear identity, and that's what Man United need to bring. And I'll tell you something, this is a wake-up call to every single football club out there, because the lack of future planning at Man United has got them in this position. If I'm Chelsea, or if I'm Aston Villa, or if I'm Newcastle, or any Premier League club at the minute who's got a manager who's doing well, look at their successor. Already identify who you want next, because things can go wrong extremely quickly. And if you're not preparing, then you're just preparing to fail. So this is exactly what Man United are doing. So Man United need to think about what identity and direction they want to go in before they hire the next manager. What worries me the most is every single manager that they've interviewed or identified as a possible candidate all have different messages and identities. So they don't even know what direction they want to go in themselves. And that's a big worry, not only for the club, but for the players. But look, I'm not just going to sit here and hammer Erik Ten Hag. I think he's going to do well in other areas. It's just Man United wasn't the right club for him at all. Now, let's get back to the players, because often with players, they look at their manager for direction. You see it at Man City, you see it at Arsenal. They look at their manager to identify and try and find solutions to problems. Now, with Man United, they didn't do that. They weren't looking at Erik Ten Hag and thinking, can you direct us? I think they just lost faith in everything he'd done. In every message that he was trying to give them, they just didn't have any faith that it was the right and positive message. But he definitely lost control of the group, because certain decisions just didn't make sense, because you had Rashford, let's be honest, had an absolute stinkfest. And then when he does finally start to pick up some form, scoring a couple of goals, he gets dropped for the next game. Although he stuck by him during his stinker moments, as soon as he starts getting a bit of positivity and a bit of confidence, he drops him. Those sorts of decisions just don't add up. I know he said it was rotating him, but you don't rotate him in that moment, because that's the moment where Rashford can really gain some confidence, but it probably put his confidence back to square one. So just those decisions, those moments just really didn't make sense. It made us think, is he trying to get sacked here? And then the selection choices just the other night to start Mazraoui in the number 10 position just didn't make sense. He actually did okay for never playing that role. But what I'm trying to say is, like, things were just going, like, although they were already south, they were just going further and further south. Like, it just wasn't improving. When every single manager goes through bad moments, every single manager does. But when you know the direction he's trying to go in, look at Mikel Arteta when he first went into Arsenal. You could see what he was trying to do. And you could see that if he can get this right, it's going to be something. I always say you see your team improving before they win the league. Apart from Leicester, when they just won the league as a one-off, generally you see it coming. You've seen it coming when Liverpool won the league. When Man City first won the league, you've seen it coming. So the ideas and you see a pattern happening, but that pattern in Man United just wasn't happening, and it never even started. The fact that last season was the worst ever season, start to a Premier League season and finished to a Premier League season, and then he broke his own record for the worst ever start the Premier League season this season, just tells a story. And it's just went on too long, far too long. And Ineos, the fact that they came and said, we're going to make Man United great again, we're going to make the right decisions, to extend his contract in the summer, every Tom, Dick and Harry knew that was a wrong decision, but yet they still done it. So Ineos have got to look at themselves as well. Because by extending his contract, they've just left Ten Hag out to dry. But where do they go from here? They need to bring in a manager with a clear identity. Somebody that's going to sit there with his portfolio and say, I want this is going to happen. I'm going to continue doing this until it works. Erik Ten Hag didn't have that. Not once. For me, I would try and convince Julian Nagelsmann out of Germany. It'll be difficult. And if you want to know about Julian Nagelsmann's philosophy and identity, I wrote a thread on him way before he got the Bayern Munich job on Twitter. So go and check it out. But yeah, it's going to be interesting what Man United do go from here, because I don't think they're going to make a rapid decision. We've noticed Ruud van Nistelrooy's come in at the wheel, should I say. But look, don't make this a sentimental factor. And if he does get a run of 10 games where he does look good, don't just base it off that. The fact that they based Erik Ten Hag's future on just the cup final tells you exactly about Man United's decision making. Take your time. Don't rush into anything. You are 14th in the league. This season's probably a write-off already, and it's only 9 games in. But look, Man United need to get this house in order, because they are, if we're being serious, one of the biggest clubs in the world. In fact, probably the biggest club in England. And the fact that they've stooped this low tells a massive story. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So I want to know your thoughts. Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think Man United should go for? I think somebody with a mature head. Maybe Thomas Frank. He's been mentioned. There's been numerous different managers mentioned. But let us know in the comments below. Who would you go for Man United? And yeah, this is going to be so interesting. But once again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching.